rebranding yourself as religious especially when you had a 304 pass, that is never going to work. When you do that, okay, like how Brittany Renner did it, like B. Simone, Alexis Sky, etc., etc. When you do that, men know that you're down bad, okay? Men know that you are out in these streets and men are reminding you of your past. And so essentially what they are realizing is that they're seeing you as prey. Because at the end of the day, when you are a woman who has a 304 and like you literally made money off of pretty much being predatory over men and like using men and pretty much being okay with being a villain in the situation, when you wake up one day and decide like I'm going to be religious, okay, religion is patriarchal, okay? Religion is 100% male centered, okay? You have a male god, you are groomed to be a helpmate, you are essentially putting yourself last and a man second. And that's the reason why Brittany Renner got by Kevin Gates, because Kevin Gates saw, oh, she's rebranding as somebody that is religious. And so essentially, I know that bitch is thirsty for a man. I know that bitch is desperate and she ain't on her P's and Q's like she would be if she was a 304. Because the thing about it is that like, but I honestly feel as though with me being a retired 304 and me being a retired stripper, you're more on your P's and Q's when you're in that life, because you really do see men for who they are and you realize that most of them ain't shit. So you're a lot more guarded, you're a lot more protective, and like you are really more like thinking forward with the decisions that you're making because you're in it for something. Once you cross over into religion and you choose religion as your rebrand, essentially you are a lamb at that point, right? You shut your brain off. You think that religion alone will be able to solve the problems for you, and you think that just because a man is religion adjacent, because I don't even call these men religious. They don't even have the social proof to actually be deemed religious, okay? They're just religious adjacent, right? They just quote the Bible and just say that they're religious. Meanwhile, their actual life is not reflecting anything of them being religious. But once you fall under the scope of religion and you seek a man that is religious, you essentially turn into a lamb as a woman. You become dumb, you become meek, you become docile, and you instantly become submissive because you think that the Bible alone and God alone is going to create this cloak of protection around you, where a religious man is going to protect you more. He's going to be nicer. He's going to be faithful, because that's essentially what religion teaches you. But it's not a fucking cloak, okay? At the end of the day, religion is nothing more than book, some words, some prayers under a God that we don't know that exists. And honestly, if men were to be very honest about it, that's exactly how they would describe religion, okay? They don't actually want or care about embodying full sacrifice to religion like they claim. This is why that 304 to religious pipeline, that shit's never going to work. Like, you were already doing it the right way when you saw these men for the fuck niggas that they are, and you were moving accordingly. Why would you rebrand into religion where you're consciously now making yourself unaware of how these men ain't shit, just to fall under religion and then get taught all over again that these men ain't shit? Like, you were right the first time.